Today I got for you one of the most unusual properties I think we've ever had. And it's unusual for a lot of different reasons. First of all, it's got this 1808 log cabin. And it used to be a stagecoach, and there's a lot of stories. I'll put some of the information here. It was part of the Underground Railroad, which was the slave trade during the Civil War. And I don't know a whole lot about it, but that's the gist of it anyway. Then after that, it was a stagecoach stop. So right here at this property, you are within 28 miles to London, to Richmond, 28 miles to London, and 18 miles to 3 county seats, like a triangle. So that's kind of interesting, and that's why they put the stagecoach here. Also, General Lee supposedly stayed here during the Civil War, and I don't know, on and on and on, all the stories. I'll write about it, and I'll put it on our website. So make sure to click onto our website. Like 295 acres, and of course, it's been in the same family for how long? How long has it been in the same family?
Over 100 years, at least 100. Well, that's Phillips Holler, and this is Drew Valley. My grandmother was a Drew, my grandfather was a Phillips. So 200 years, 150 years.
It's been in the same family. This is the first this has been offered. It's been in the same family for 150 years or so. So interesting. So there's, all these different deeds and all these different numbers, but we're marketing it as approximately 295 acres. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Don't be mad if it's off, and just come and buy it by the new survey. But supposedly it's about 295 acres, although the seller, who was born here, obviously, 150 years, right? He says there's probably 295 acres just on the one side of the road, and then 50 some on this side. So who really knows how big it is? But it's got this old stagecoach, and George Jones used to stay here, and the provenance on this property is amazing. And then what he did was he built, because of the location of all these different areas and all the hiking trails and the four-wheeling trails and the horseback riding trails, he built this commercial building. And he built it as a store and a restaurant and that sort of thing. And he, just like all the rest of us, we run out of time, or we run out of money, or we run out of something. And so it's 99.9% done, and it's just not ever been turned. The switch has never been turned on. But it's got all the power in it. It's got two 200 amp power boxes, which is enough to run a whole little village. And it's got the 3-bay sink and the mop sink and the stove, and it's got pool tables in it and everything. Look at the still photographs. Again, go to the website and you can see all those photographs. So that's pretty cool. There's a well out here. Of course, there's city water, but there's a well that's got some of the purest water in the whole state. So there's a little pond over here, and I'm going to take you out here and show you. It's really beautiful. So I've just been all over the farm with the seller and the owner now, who's the great-grandson or something like that, all over this place. And I will tell you, it would take me 2 days to video all the cool spots. But I did take some really nice stills, and I'll put them here. But there's just so much detail about this farm, I really can't even tell it all to you. There's coal on this farm. There's all mineral rights convey. There's gas on the farm. There's streams. There's a stream here on this side of the road. You're at 1,430 feet elevation, more or less. That's what my GPS tells me right up here. Where I live, we're at 1,000 feet around Danville, where it's rolling. Well, you're way up on top of a mountain. And if I could show you, I'd give anything to be able to stick my camera out there and through there. The views are just amazing. Now, none of this property is restricted to any kind of environmental or Army Corps engineers or any kind of stuff like that, restrictions. But so you can cut down trees and all that stuff. And you could cut down or thin some of those trees, and the views, I cannot tell you how beautiful they are. So the idea here was to put in this store and then allow parking here, a barbecue joint or whatever, little restaurant, and allow parking here or charge for parking for all the four-wheelers and the hiking and the horseback riding and the side-by-side riding. There are literally 10,000 acres or more. He said 14,000 acres, 14,000 acres. That's right, 14,000 acres. And I said, 14,000 acres? He said, oh my gosh, it's got to be way more than that. Because you can literally go for days and days and days, and people do. They come up here, and instead of going fishing for a few days, they come and they go four-wheeling for days and days and days. So that's kind of interesting. So the idea was to do campgrounds out here, or build a big beautiful house. Now there's a double wide on the other side, and a big storm cellar. It's got like 10-foot ceilings, 12-inch walls and everything like that. So if you're looking for a place that's defensible and sustainable and all that sort of thing, if you're a person that wants all that kind of stuff, in case something ever happens to the world, you've got it right here, and that double wide up there. Now you really can't see out there, like with my eye, I can see how far that rock is. You know, that's maybe, I don't know, 600-800 feet, and then this valley. Well, this whole thing, you can't see it, and I apologize, but you can kind of sneak your eye through here, and you can just see forever. It's just beautiful. The mountains, of course, it's beautiful fall day, etc. What more can I tell you? Look at the still photographs. Come and see it. See where it is. You're not going to come up here necessarily build a house and want to live here full time if you're a working person. Like, where you're going to work, it takes a long time to drive, all that other stuff. The old roads and all that stuff. But I just met there's a road right there where that rock is. You'll see it on my still photograph. And we just met a guy from Ohio. And I said, what's the deal? He's an older fella. He said, I just sold some land and the government was going to tax me. So I bought this land out here because we like the woods and we like a place to come to. The guy had to be in his mid to late 70s. And so he comes down here just with his family to piddle and hang out. That's probably who's going to buy this. Or someone who's retired and wants to spend their retirement doing this. You've always dreamed of a little store. There is nothing for 20 minutes or more in any direction. And this is the trailhead to all these different four-wheeling trails. Now there are other stops, but none as cool as this one, and none as used as this one, because you can go that way for days and you can come this way for days, or you can go that way for days. So it's kind of like the top of the mountain, if you will. So you want to come up here, you can do firewood, you could do little cabins out here. Oh my gosh, you could do a little store. You could do bed and breakfast up here. Really, it's only limited to your imagination, but it'd be perfect for a retired couple. Or maybe a family retreat. Maybe you want to just have a place for your family, a legacy farm. This is it. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you. I'm going to show you the plat, and it shows you this field, and then there's 10 acres on the other side, and then to see the enormity of the rest of this farm, it's pretty awe-inspiring. And then here we are back at the cabin. Here's the cabin right here. 2 fireplaces. Look at the still photographs. Very cool. And then this is about 10 acres, this field over here on the other side of the road. And another interesting thing is it's 2 different counties. So this is Rockcastle and that's Jackson, or vice versa, or something like that. You got to ask Dan. This is not an area I'm familiar with. I'm a country boy from over by Danville. Again, maybe this is your family legacy with all the natural resources and all the mineral rights convey. Maybe this is the kind of place you want to give to your kids, your grandkids. Come up here, piddle around, and then maybe will it to your grandchildren. Wouldn't that be beautiful to be able to do that? A lot of timber. There's been timber cut on the one section, but none at all cut on the other section. And where it was cut here years ago, the firewood, the tops, is enough to keep you in firewood. You can make $30,000 a year selling firewood over there. And then, of course, all the stuff that isn't timbered. I don't know if you can see that little trailhead, but there's a little trailhead right in there, right there. And that's one of the trails. Of course, nothing going on right now because it's not the weekend. But there will be Friday afternoon. The four-wheelers and the side-by-sides and the horses and the hikers will be coming in here by the droves. And that's a great opportunity. Again, there's nothing for 20 minutes in any direction, so a little store here should do very well. The seller, the owner here, he's a very sharp, astute business guy. He's been there, done that. He knows what he's doing, and He just put $125,000 just in that store alone. So he had a dream, he had a goal, and he had a market that he knew about. So, and I respect his judgment, and I agree with him. This would be a great store. These little country stores are needed so much here. But anyway, here's the cabin. How cool is this, right? All dovetailed. And I believe this to be hemlock. I'm not a tree expert, but or a log cabin expert, but I've been in enough cabins, and I've seen enough wood as a woodworker. I believe this to be hemlock. This is what we call a dog trot. So you got basically two cabins and then a place in the middle where the dogs walk or whatever. But it's called a dog trot. And someone over the years put this brick on here. I have no idea why, but it's beautiful stone. And then these were all original. Cindy and I have a place, 1801, a cabin, and it's got similar markings on the beams. I was going upstairs. So, you know, it's the real deal. It's the real deal. You can see the Roman numerals on the beams. So that's kind of cool. So what would you do with this? A lot of possibilities. And you know what? Most of the work's already done for you. You need to just finish this, whatever that looks like to you. Open up the store and start using your creativity to bring in business. But as far as the money goes, certainly a lot of the money has been put in here, and it's done. So you've got a lot of stuff done for you. There's the city water right here on the road. And do you agree with me? Is this one of the most unusual properties we've ever had to show you? If you like it, comment, share the link, subscribe, and get on our exclusive buyers list. Just fill out this box right here. It's so easy, one click. It's going to ask you about 10 questions. How much you want to spend, how much land is your minimum size, how many bedrooms you need if you need a house. That's about it. And then we're going to start sending you properties that are specific to your needs, and we're going to send you new properties regardless. Like this one, this will go out to our list 2 to 3 days before it hits the general public in the MLS. So even though you weren't looking for a cabin on 300 acres, you're going to get that because it's a new listing. Everyone gets that. Okay? Hey, Dan's number's right here. Give him a call. If we can hook you up with this property or another property, we've got commercial, we've got farms, we've got houses, anything we can do to help. Really appreciate you watching our videos, really appreciate you as our clients and on our exclusive buyers list. Happy fall.